Hello friends! Welcome to today's talk about products and foods that become more problematic as we age. Whether you're just turning 50 or you've been enjoying your golden years for some time now, knowing what to avoid can be just as important as knowing what's good for you. Why things change after 50. As we get older, our bodies simply don't process things the same way anymore. Here's what happens. Our liver and kidneys slow down, so toxins stay in our system longer. We have more fat and less muscle, changing how substances affect us. Our body water content decreases, making some substances more concentrated. Our repair systems don't work as quickly as they once did. Our body's natural defenses against damage aren't as strong. Dr. Mark from the University of Utah puts it simply. After 50, your body just can't handle and get rid of substances as well as it used to. Things that didn't bother you before might cause problems now. When good foods turn troublesome. The salt trap. More than just water weight. Remember when you could enjoy a big bag of chips or a salty pizza without thinking twice? Your body's relationship with sodium changes dramatically after 50. I never had blood pressure problems until I turned 58. Shares Carol, a retired teacher from Ohio. My doctor explained that my blood vessels were becoming less flexible with age, making them more sensitive to salt. I was shocked that my favorite soup and sandwich lunch was sending my numbers soaring. Consistently high sodium intake doesn't just cause temporary bloating anymore. It can lead to stubborn high blood pressure that medications struggle to control. Increased risk of stroke and heart attack. Greater calcium loss, weakening bones when you need strength most. Kidney strain when these organs are already working harder. Real-life solution. Carol now adds herbs like rosemary and thyme to her home cooking for flavor instead of salt. Food actually tastes better now that I can taste more than just saltiness, she notes. Sugar's new dangers beyond the sweet tooth. That donut or ice cream treat affects your body differently now. After 50, your insulin response changes, and those sugar spikes can accelerate the development of type 2 diabetes, trigger inflammatory responses that worsen joint pain, contribute to fatty liver disease even if you're not a heavy drinker, increase harmful fat deposits around vital organs, speed up skin aging by damaging collagen. Tom, a 67-year-old grandfather from Texas, discovered this the hard way. I thought diabetes ran in families, not in food choices. But my doctor showed me how my daily sweet tea and cookies were essentially programming my body for disease. Smart swap story. Tom switched to infused water with berries and cucumbers. My grandkids actually think it's fancy water and ask for it when they visit now. The meat dilemma. Choosing wisely. Fatty cuts. When tradition meets health reality. For many Americans, Sunday dinners might mean pork roast, ribs, or fatty steaks. But after 50, these traditional favorites carry new risks. I grew up in a household where pork was on the table 3 times a week, explains Dr. Richard Torres, a cardiologist in Arizona. The fatty cuts many of us grew up loving: bacon, ribs, pork belly, and marbled steaks, create a perfect storm in aging bodies. These meats can cause significant inflammation that worsens arthritis symptoms, harder work for your digestive system when digestion is already slowing, higher cancer risk, especially colorectal cancer, arterial damage that can lead to heart disease and memory problems. The balanced approach. I don't tell my patients over 50 to become vegetarians overnight, Dr. Torres clarifies. But I recommend limiting fatty meats to once weekly, choosing leaner cuts like pork tenderloin instead of ribs, removing visible fat, and making meat the side dish rather than the main attraction. Bill, a 72-year-old from Georgia, found this advice life-changing. I switched to having a small portion of lean meat with a plate full of vegetables. My cholesterol dropped 40 points in 3 months, and surprisingly, my constant heartburn disappeared too. Dairy decisions. Separating myths from facts. Can you still enjoy milk products after 50? Many people wonder if they should cut dairy after 50, especially with conflicting health advice. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Dairy isn't automatically bad for older adults, explains nutritionist Maria Gonzalez. The question isn't usually if but what kind and how much. What happens with dairy after 50? About 65% of adults become more lactose intolerant as they age. Full-fat dairy products contribute to inflammation for many people. Calcium needs remain important for bone health. Some dairy can support muscle maintenance. Certain cheeses may actually benefit gut health. Martha from Maine discovered her post-50 dairy solution through trial and error. I found I can't handle milk anymore. It causes digestive havoc. But I can enjoy Greek yogurt and aged cheeses like cheddar with no problems. My doctor explained that they contain less lactose and the probiotics help my digestion. Smarter dairy choices. Fermented options like yogurt, kefir, and aged cheeses tend to be better tolerated. Plant-based alternatives fortified with calcium and vitamin D work well for many. Smaller portions distributed throughout the day often cause fewer issues than large servings. I recommend most of my patients over 50 limit dairy to 1 to 2 servings daily, choosing mostly fermented options, Gonzalez advises. For those who experience discomfort, lactase supplements taken before eating dairy can help. Hidden hazards in your shopping cart. The processed food problem. It's not just about avoiding individual ingredients. Many foods combine salt, sugar, unhealthy fats, and preservatives into particularly problematic packages after 50. Robert, now 64, learned this after his heart attack last year. My doctor looked at my typical grocery receipt and circled almost everything on it. All those convenient foods, frozen dinners, canned pasta, snack cakes, even my healthy granola bars, were loaded with exactly what my aging body couldn't handle well. These foods create multiple threats for the over 50 body. Accelerated cognitive decline from combinations of ingredients that promote inflammation. Digestive system disruption when your gut is already more sensitive. Dramatic blood sugar fluctuations that stress your pancreas. Faster progression of age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. Reduced immune function when you need it most. Shopping transformation. I now shop mainly around the perimeter of the grocery store, Robert shares. Fresh produce, lean proteins, some dairy, and minimal trips down the middle aisles. My cart looks completely different, and honestly, so do I. Finding balance, the realistic approach. Creating your after 50 eating strategy. Rather than rigid rules, consider these practical guidelines from geriatric specialist Dr. Eleanor Washington. Think of your food choices on a frequency scale, rather than forbidden versus allowed lists. For adults over 50, I suggest daily enjoyment, colorful vegetables and fruits, berries, leafy greens, sweet potatoes, lean proteins, fish, poultry, eggs, legumes, high-fiber foods, oats, beans, seeds, healthy fats, olive oil, avocados, nuts, plenty of water and hydrating foods, weekly moderation 1 to 2 times, lean cuts of red meat including lean pork, fermented dairy in moderate portions, whole grains with minimal processing, dark chocolate and natural sweeteners, occasional treats 1 to 2 times monthly, fattier meats like ribs or bacon, desserts and sweet treats, salty restaurant meals or processed snacks, alcohol, if approved by your doctor. The beauty is that this approach becomes more intuitive with time. You'll start noticing how different foods affect your energy, pain levels, and overall well-being. Janet, who recently celebrated her 75th birthday, found this approach transformative. I don't feel deprived because nothing is completely off-limits. I just changed how often I have certain foods. After a few months, my body actually stopped craving the things that made me feel bad. My arthritis pain is down 80%. And I'm enjoying meals more than ever. Household products worth reconsidering. Harsh cleaning products. Your lungs and skin become more sensitive with age. Strong chemical cleaners. Spray air fresheners. Scented candles with artificial fragrances. These can trigger respiratory issues, headaches, and skin irritation much more easily after 50. Many cleaning products contain chemicals that can contribute to worsening of existing conditions like asthma or COPD, development of new sensitivities, eye irritation and inflammation, unnecessary strain on your detoxification systems. Try vinegar-based solutions, baking soda for scrubbing, and essential oils for pleasant scents. Making smarter choices about what you eat, take, and use in your home can significantly improve how you feel and function after 50. The good news is that small changes can make a big difference, and it's never too late to start. Remember that these adjustments aren't about restriction. They're about enhancing your quality of life and protecting your health when it matters most. Most people find they actually enjoy a greater variety of foods and flavors when they make these changes thoughtfully. Medical disclaimer. This information is meant for education only and shouldn't replace personal medical advice. Please talk with your healthcare provider about specific recommendations, especially if you have existing health conditions or take medications. Your Medicare annual wellness visit is a perfect time to discuss these concerns with your doctor. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date with health news, and see you next time.